Good morning, everybody. This is Diggs. It's another beautiful day out here in the Pacific Northwest. Today, we are going to be talking about everything related to Summer Kitone. We're going to be going over her kit. We're going to be talking about how good she is, how viable she is, what we're looking at for her to be good enough to pull in global. Let's go ahead and dig in. So Summer Kitone is very similar to Moore in that she is going to be a Kododama wielder. Her sub-jobs are going to be Rune Knight and Ninja. She is a limited time unit, so you're only going to be able to get her in the 4 weeks that she has been released. I do really like her TMR. Her TMR gives HP 314, Spirit 10, Accuracy 12. What I love about it though is it gives missile resistance 15% for 3 turns to allies, and it nullifies Silence, Charm, and Immobilize. So this will be a counter a little bit to Summer Lilith because it does nullify Immobilize, but again, you would have to actually set it to use it. I think it'll be more useful from a PvE perspective, particularly with Nullify Charm. I think that's very important, particularly for things like Tower or other content that comes out. So I'm very excited for it in that capacity. Her Mastery Ability is going to increase single target resistance 10 for self and increase Spirit 5 for herself as well. Again, the one thing very similar to Summer Lilith, which we had talked about in her video, that we are cautious about here is the Mastery Ability for Summer Kitone is going to be pretty important. Now, I think it'll be less important than Lilith, right? Because there's not very many Earth element units that are like viable. For Kitone, a little less important because there are a lot of fire element units that are viable, right? We have Rain, we have King Mont, right? So the Mastery Ability is not going to sort of commit or contribute to making Kitone good, right? Whereas with Lilith, the Mastery Ability is going to kind of be key to making Earth work, is kind of my perspective. So hopefully she does get the Mastery Ability buff. It'll definitely be the first thing I look at when she is released in global. Fingers crossed. Taking a look at her kit here, she does get 3100 HP, 125 attack, 482 magic with a native Spirit 13, which is great. Agility 63. She has 15% slash resistance. She's weak 5% to missile and fist, and she has 10% magic resistance. What's nice about her, she also has disable resistance and she also has stop resistance, which are both really important resistances to have, especially with, you know, the amount of status ailments that we have running around in PvP. So very nice that she has Spirit, very nice that she has magic resistance. You might be able to build her in some way to actually survive like a Black Rose Helena, right? Like that's the situation that we're thinking about, right? Is, you know, you're running Kitone in your fire element composition, and then like Black Rose Helena pulls up and is just like, bitch, I'm gonna kill you, right? Like you just want to survive one hit from Black Rose Helena. Now let's go ahead and take a look at her primary support and counter abilities. Magic up for magic 30%. Runes of Fiery Fire. So this is of course going to be the Rune Knight passive, which is really good, right? Fire attack plus 25%. Or plus 25, sorry. Blessing of the Ice Spirit for Spirit up 12 and Ice Resistance 12. Really good, right? Increasing that Spirit, surviving that Black Rose Helena onslaught. Shadow Running, right, for that agility 12%, luck 12%. There are so many good passives in Kitone's kit right now. Like you can, oh my god, Shikuchi for move 1, jump 1, Sharp Mind for Spirit penetration and accuracy up. You could literally like close your eyes and throw a dart at a dartboard and you would probably be fine, right? Like I personally would probably find myself setting like Blessing of the Ice Spirit and Shadow Running just to kind of survive the onslaught of Black Rose Helenas. But again, maybe not. Her Kododama counter does get upgraded too. So the upgrade is only going to give it an additional 10% chance to proc. So it's going to be a 30% chance to proc, which will reduce damage taken by 30%. Again, another survival mechanism. She also has access to magic conversion, which will buff her AP, and poison needle, which nobody should ever set. So you're going to be setting her Kododama passive. Her LB is going to have a 67% chance to inflict sleep for 3 turns to target. And this is kind of like the first time we've ever seen Sleep actually making an appearance, and I'm kind of excited for it. It's easily countered, but I'm pretty excited for it. Her primary kit is going to be 100% hit chance primary move. She's going to have the move 1 jump 1 buff. She's going to be able to put on a magic barrier, right? Which is extremely effective or ineffective considering that Black Rose Helena can just destroy her. She's going to have light explode, which is like the shotgun-esque 220% modifier attack. She gets a buff to the heart like a needle, right? So this is the buff that gives magic attack up and spirit penetration. So it's also going to give her slash resistance, which is weird, right? But I mean, it's going to make her a little bit more viable and survivable, I guess. A little bit weird. I'm not the biggest fan of this buff. I wish it would do something else, right? I feel like magic resistance would be much more important right now in global. But I mean, maybe she's going to try and survive a hit from Dwayne, right? Break his sword and wand. First, I love the name of this ability. This ability's name is so funny to me. I know I just talked about it in one of my videos more recently, but holy shit, I love the name of this ability. It's going to decrease slash attack 40 and magic attack 40 for 3 turns to targets. It's going to be a cross-shaped attack, pretty moderate range. If you can get this to land on Black Rose Helena or Dwayne, you'll probably be able to survive an attack. It's going to be, we're going to have to wait and see. I don't think it'll be viable, but again, right, like there's so many factors we don't know. We don't know about the mastery ability. We don't know, right, whether, you know, you're going to be able to pull this off, or is a fire formation can even work. So lots of things to think about here. There's also the fact, which we will talk about in a bit, is that you do need, if you want to really pull this off, you do need some limited time fire vision cards, right? Which is very similar to how, you know, if you want to pull off, you know, EX Summer Lilith, you're going to need access to GL Zazan probably. So there's lots of interesting factors here to think about too, in order of like, can you make Swimsuit Kitone work? I would probably categorize her as like an advanced unit. She's probably a unit that's like, you know, you have easy units like Black Rose Helena that you can just like throw into a formation and she'll just murder everybody. And then you have like advanced units like Kitone, for example, where you need to have the right balance to kind of pull everything together. In terms of her sub jobs, you have Kododama Wielder, Ninja, and Rune Knight. Kododama Wielder sub job, you're going to get some stun and confusion. Rune Knight sub is probably where everybody's going to go, right? For Drain Evoke, which is one of the most powerful abilities of the game. What's also nice is she's going to be able to chain Fire Sword and Hazard Slash if you do sub Rune Knight in the future, right? So you will be able to kind of pull off some shenanigans with Fire Slash chaining in the future if you want to, which is always viable for, you know, raid content or PvE trying to pull this off. Then finally you have Ninja sub job, which nobody is going to be setting. Someone convince me that Ninja sub job is going to be viable on her, because I am not. I have zero faith and hope in humanity if I see a Kitone with sub Ninja. I don't think it's ever going to be viable. But I did put on the vision cards here, which I think are going to be really important. The Crystal Chronicles VC and the Final Fantasy XIV VC, while not required, I do think are going to be a very limiting factor in how you can bring out the full potential of Summer Kitone. For example, I do not have access to either of these VCs, actually. I don't have the Crystal Chronicles and I don't have the Final Fantasy XIV VC. And I'm not even going to try to pull off Summer Kitone. I'll probably pull her, but I already know that I will not be able to make her work, you know, at the level that my guild participates in, at the level I want to run arena in. I will not be able to make her work. And it's a little disappointing, a little bit of a bummer, right? Whenever you have a unit that's dependent on a lot of limited time VCs. And I'm sure there's a lot of people with Summer Lilith who feel the same way in regards to GL Zazan, right? Like maybe Summer Lilith will have her time to shine when Moraga comes out next week. And then, you know, King Oberon after that. But, you know, it's just really hard to say. Anyway, everybody, Thank you so much for watching. As always, if you do want to support me, make sure you use my affiliate link, dig.gs/coins. As always, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. I hope you guys see me on stream tonight. I will be doing polls for both of these units, mainly Summer Lilith, but if we happen to get Summer Kitone along the way, I won't say no. Have a good rest of your day, everybody.